Well, it was very complex because, as you know, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan no longer exists, and the situation is quite fluid now. It's a lot to us to be back home, so your welcome really has an impact on all of us. And thank you, of course, to the Indian Air Force, who flew us out under conditions that are not normal, and of course is hosting us here after a long, tiresome journey. So the number of Indian nationals, unfortunately, our Indian nationals do not register themselves. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Though we keep sending out advisories that, especially in countries like Afghanistan, where political situations can change, it is important that Indian citizens register themselves with the Indian embassies, so that in times like this, we can extract them, whether or not, they may be willing at that time, because sometimes they don't pay enough attention, they get complacent. So there are some individuals there we know of, at least, I would say, I know personally of at least 5 or 6, but there are, the figures sometimes that are quoted to us is there could be 40 to 50, but that is not something that I will stand by officially, because we don't have it as a registered person on our database.
Yes.
What was the situation? Was being monitored at the highest level on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute basis, and that is how the whole operation was actually conducted, involving from the junior-most person of the embassy to, let us say, the highest person of the government of India. Let's put it like that. It's not that we have abandoned the people of Afghanistan, that their welfare and our old relationship with them is very much in our mind. We will, going forward, try and continue our interaction with them. Of course, I cannot say in exactly what form and manner, because the situation there is changing so much. We are also continually monitoring the situation there, because there are still some Indian citizens who are there. That is why Air India will continue to run its commercial services to Kabul. That is, as long as the airport in Kabul functions. You would have heard that temporarily Air India had to suspend its commercial services. That was because of the conditions that were there in the airport, which did not allow for civilian aircrafts to come. The coverage of the situation in the airport itself is well known to everyone. It was reported internationally. However, we continue to ensure that anyone who is stuck there is somehow brought here, for which the Ministry of External Affairs has opened a help desk, which is operating already, and they are now going to, since we are no longer there in Kabul, they will now try and monitor the situation and the state of these various people, who, some of whom did contact us but were too far away in areas that were no longer possible to access. But there are many others who continue to work in Kabul city despite the changing situation, and then have changed their minds subsequently and will be brought back when the commercial services begin.